Welcome to the Her Story Circle podcast, the podcast that brings you the extraordinary tales of everyday women who are changing the world. I'm your host, Gertrude Mache, and I'd like to acknowledge traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today. I also like to pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging. Every week, we dive into the lives, challenges, and triumphs of women from all four corners of the globe. We're here to inspire, enlighten, and connect, sharing stories that uplift and empower. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and join us as we explore the incredible journeys of women shaping our future. This is Her Story, where every woman's voice matters. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Her Story Circle. This is Gertrude Mache here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today I am graced with the presence of yet another intriguing woman. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our tribe. Please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, and share your story with us today.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Chef LaToya Larkin, and I am based in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Originally, I'm from Houston, Texas, so I relocated here about 8 months ago with Tulsa Remote. The opportunity that brought me here was a very interesting opportunity because, again, as I said, I came with Tulsa Remote. I was working a remote job, working with the airports doing hospitality aviation. And so that meant I was a chef on the back end. I was a culinary analyst. And so I did all the procurement, the menu engineering, things of that sort. And so right when it was time for me to move here, I got laid off. And so, of course, with me being a chef, which I've been a chef for 25 years, been a culinary chef, been in the culinary field pretty much all of my life. That forced me to pivot. So once I got here, just started working and building up my clientele and things of that sort with it being in the holidays. And then actually, as the new year progressed, I decided to take on a position just to get into the community, get acclimated with everything. A part of my journey, which I'm going to backtrack to, is Black Girl Tamales. So that is actually one of those pivots in my life. That is a very pivotal moment. I do fusion tamales. So for those who aren't familiar with tamales, for one is a Mexican dish, right? So it's masa, and then it's filled with savory items such as meat, different meats, vegetables, and there's also sweet tamales. But I'd also stick with the savory tamales. So I've taken a fusion concept, taking two polar opposite cuisines and put them into one delicious bite. So I take soul food, Cajun Creole flavors, global flavors from around the world, and I turn them into and put them inside tamales for the concept of Black Girl Tamales. Because I always got the looks when I told people that I made tamales, which I already knew what it was, that I'm Black and that I'm making tamales. So the name just kind of stuck, concept grew, went global, viral. Definitely wasn't expecting the success that came with it. But it also grounded me and it prepared me to bet on myself because at the time I was teaching. So I was a culinary instructor and I was running the culinary program. And so it allowed me in 2020 when COVID hit, like I said, when the concept went global, I had to take that chance. So finished up, honored my contract just to keep everything good. And then I stepped out on faith, took my retirement, bet on me, had amazing and phenomenal opportunities. I was able to get a cafe, many accelerator programs, funding, all the things of that sort. Well, I ended up hitting one of those things. One of the things that happens in business is I had a bad investment. And it actually ended up forcing me to pivot, right? Because I had all these hopes, these dreams, these goals of what the tamales were going to do, but I had to do a forced pivot. And so that forced pivot forced me to get back into the field, which with that job that I had mentioned earlier with Tulsa Remote, that would allow me to travel, still work my business, still just kind of get in, kind of make the pivots, make the adjustments, restructure some things, that was on a positive end, which it all ended up working out in perfect alignment because once I got here to Tulsa, I realized it was a huge tech scene. And the tamales, again, it's a unique concept. It sells itself. However, it wasn't a real problem that I was solving because when I pitched the idea, everyone was always amazed and awed by the just the whole flavor concept of bringing two polar opposite cuisines, but it really wasn't a true problem I'm solving. And so when I got here, I thought, and seeing how big the tech scene was in Tulsa, I wanted to think, okay, I want to solve a problem. What problem can I solve? What can I do? And it didn't hit me that outside of the consulting that I do, a lot of people would ask me, hey, chef, how'd you get this price? How should I price this item? And then when I start talking to them, start talking the language, hey, what's your COGS? How'd you get this price? For one, they wouldn't know what COGS are. And then when it comes down to the pricing, even for someone that's making cookies, they wouldn't even know how to get the price of one egg. So that's when it hit me. And that's what I did for SSP for 2 years, was being that culinary analyst, traveling around the country, working for national brands, doing their costing, doing their procurement. And I thought, let me solve that problem with small business owners, because a lot of these products that are in place, small business owners can't afford this. These are targeted towards the enterprises, the restaurant hospitality groups, and they can't really afford that. So I want to create an app that is affordable for that small business owner, that can help them scale, that can help them be more sustainable. They can confidently know their numbers, and then not even that, helping them scale to get investments. Because again, when you know your numbers and you're more bankable and you're more ready for an investor to be investor ready. So that is where I'm at now. I'm in an amazing phase, space, and place. Proud to say I got accepted into an accelerator program here that is going to grant me $10,000 to help me work towards solving this problem, because this is a truly huge problem, just outside of the food industry, just anybody in general that has any type of CPG product, that they tend to miss a lot of things. They miss a lot of those key factors. Like, they may have their items costed out, which is fine. They may have that basic aspect, but then they'll forget that container that the food went in. They'll forget that souffle cup that it went in, their sauces and the things that they offer on the side. So it's a lot of hidden money that's left on the table that this app is going to be able to help those business owners sustainably be able to confidently, speak to people and know their numbers and be able to grow their business concept in general. I'm looking to take this abroad, of course, across the country. We got amazing things happening this summer. Be doing some recipe testing, getting able to get into some organizations that offer programs, accelerator programs for those small business owners, that'll be able to really help them grow their businesses. And along this journey of me growing, as a woman, as a person, just to leave on a note, I was one of those 300,000 Black women that got laid off. And I'm just here to really let you know, like, bet on yourself, believe in you, be ready to adjust that mindset. It may be a little hard because you're so used and you're stuck in your ways, but you got to adjust that mindset for abundance, for greatness. Things will come. Everything will come into place once you adjust that mindset. Once you actually just start simply believing in yourself, hanging around the people that believe in you. Those things are so key and so pivotal for you to just really get those things into place. And then not even that, take a chance, take that chance. Whatever happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen the way you want it, oh, well, it wasn't meant to be. And I think a lot of people get bogged down and caught up with that. And I know even myself, I suffer from that, because I had this whole amazing big dream for the tamales. But, once I really realized how expensive it is for CPG frozen foods, I had to kind of pivot and shift. But overall, more than anything on this journey, the biggest thing that I learned is just really betting on me, believing in me, hanging around the right people, adjusting my mindset, really taking in that abundance. Like, I'm knowing things are coming because I am just convinced, you can't tell me nothing different, that great things are coming. And for anyone that is watching, great things are coming for you too. Because again, if we take those 3 principles, lock that in, it's going to happen. A lot of women, a lot of people have those skills, have those things. But again, like I said, they're just not believing them. So that is my challenge to everyone that is watching. Just simply believe in you, take a chance, and bet on you.
I absolutely love this. Wow. Chef LaToya, there's been so much talk about the layoffs in the United States, the number of
Yes.
women who are finding themselves in a position where they literally have to reinvent themselves in order to survive this challenging time. Now, you spoke about being passed over despite being qualified. How did that impact your confidence and identity?
Oh, and earlier in my career, that took a huge blow. Like, because again, you have to show and prove, right? So you kind of get caught up trying to show and prove, like, you're worthy, and and you have these skills, and if someone just give you a chance, that kind of stuff. So it definitely does take a toll on your self esteem. And when I came up, when I became a chef, it wasn't even popular to be a chef, okay? And it's like now it's a thing to be a chef. But when I became a chef, and it was old white men that, as they call in the industry, raised me. So it was old white men that taught me what I knew. I didn't really learn from anyone that looked like me or anything of that sort until I progressed a little bit later in my career. But again, to get passed up for these positions of the same men that don't look like me, but again, these same people that in a sense raised them, they raised me. So it's like I know the same things they know, but again, I'm not going to get that opportunity because I don't look a certain way. So it will definitely take a toll on your self esteem and your confidence, and it will force you to kind of just have to step out and do your own thing. And that's kind of where it came from, with me doing the tamales and me becoming a private chef and doing all those things. It's just like really create my own seat at the table, because I just got tired of trying to show and prove to people, like, hey, give me a chance, because I still have a son to take care of. And like, and it was just like, at this age, he's grown now, but at that time he can't take care of himself. So I got bills to pay. Nothing's going to stop. So.
Yeah. So, what fear did you experience when you left teaching to step into entrepreneurship?
Oh God, the that anxiety of the unknown, again, it's one of those, you kind of got to bet on yourself. But just at first, it sounded good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But then when that reality settled in, I was literally like 5 paychecks away. Right. And this is a funny thing when I mention to people, but I was like 5 paychecks away, and I literally had like like the anxiety, crying, like, what am I gonna do? And then I'm thinking to myself, like, it's just a lot, because again, I've had guaranteed money these past 8 years, guaranteed paycheck. Like, only way I could lose my job is if I did something inappropriate with a kid, like my job was that locked in. And it hit me when I was looking for ways to diversify my income portfolio and things like that. And I was listening to a workshop. I was listening to a workshop on the way out of town to go see my dad. And the lady, she was saying, she was like, guys, I know you think no one's going to buy your stuff, but I'm here to tell you, everything that you guys are doing, somebody will buy it. And she just started naming off a bunch of random things, right? And it's like, and again, a lot of things that are in person. So it's like, you think traditionally in person, like that you have to be in person for this. And she mentioned that there was a lady that was making $5,000 a month teaching copper deficiency in goats. Of course, my
Wow.
first thought almost choked on my drink. But then I'm like, what is copper deficiency in goats? And then I started asking all of these people, literally, like, after I pulled up and started asking people, hey, daddy, copper deficiency? Baby, I don't know what it is. Went to ask my cousin, hey, what is it? She didn't know. So then I get back to Houston, start asking all my coworkers, fellow educators, hey, do y'all know what copper deficiency in goats is? No, I don't know. And it was like I got down to the 19th person out of the 20 people. And finally she knew, the one
Oh,
person. And it was that moment that let me know, like, I'm gonna be okay. Because like something like copper deficiency in goats, everybody that I'm Trudy, do you even know what copper deficiency in goats is? Like, just off top, you probably don't even know. So it's just like I was like, I knew I'd be okay. And so it was that moment that let me know that I'd be okay.
so, can you describe the emotional moment when you realized that you only had a few guaranteed paychecks left?
Oh, it was definitely very anxious, because again, of that unknown, making sure, like, okay, am I going to be able to pay the bills? I still got bills. I still got all these things. So it's just that anxiousness and that anxiety of just the uncertainty and unknown. And then it was like I told him that I'm not coming back. Do I tell him that I'm gonna come back? Just that kind of that type of anxiety. That I think that was the biggest one, just that anxiousness, like I said, of that unknown. But when I was listening to that workshop, I was like, this is exactly what I needed to hear, because again, I'm dealing with
Yeah.
food. Everyone needs food. I don't care what's what. That's actually why I became a chef, because I knew that no matter what, everybody has to eat in some sort of capacity, whether they're going out to eat, whether they want to be entertained privately, or anything of that sort. Nutrition, you name it. Like, food is going to always be the root of everything.
So, how did becoming a mother shape the woman and entrepreneur that you are today?
You know what? It very much grew me up, very much so. I had my son when I got pregnant with him when I was 23. I was finishing up the second round of culinary school because I went twice, and
Wow.
so I was 1 year away. And so I was working at Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was going to the Art Institute of Atlanta, in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I finished, I mean, when I found out I was pregnant, of course, I had all these dreams of, oh, I'm going to be this traveling chef. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So of
Mm,
course, that forced me to pivot, having to rethink. Now I'm a mom. I
yeah.
literally missed his entire first year. Like, because again, I was a restaurant chef at that time. So nights, weekends, holidays, all the times when everybody want to go out to eat, nights, weekends, and holidays. And so it forced me to look at things from a perspective, because I didn't want to be that mom or that parent that, I could financially provide, but my kid never sees me. I never spend
Yeah.
time with him. He doesn't really know me. Everybody else is raising him but me. And so that's what made me scale back. And then there was a class that was offered, the personal chef class that was offered. And the chef that was there, she was a chef for a major record label in Atlanta at the time. And so she was telling us, she was like, there's people that'll pay you to cook. I cook for it. And she started naming all these artists that she cooked for. And it's like, oh, okay. And
Mm,
so that's what forced me to like shift back from that restaurant industry, because I was in the restaurants for 8 years. So it's like, okay, I've done 8 years. It's been great. It's time to move on. And then just
mm,
kind of taking that private sector and jumping into the entrepreneurship route that away, to just doing private events, caterings, and things of that sort. So me having him, it definitely shifted me as an entrepreneur, because I feel that if I wouldn't have had him, I'd probably still be caught in the rat race of working in restaurants, and that busyness and that craziness and stuff that comes with the industry. So it definitely forced me to scale back. I took a corporate job.
mm.
You just have 9 to 5 hours.
Chef LaToya, we seem to be having a challenge with the connection. Are you feeling the lag? Something happened to your video. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, you just pop back up. It's up now.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. You kind of disappeared there for a moment. So, what did the layoffs teach you about corporate security and self-reliance?
No, there's no security. There's no security in corporate. So you definitely have to be self-reliant and self-sufficient. A lot of ladies that I talk to when I do speaking engagements and mentoring and groups of that sort, is bet on you. Like, this is a time to reinvent yourself. This is a time to upskill. This is a time to really just kind of look back, do like an inventory in a sense, do like a
Yeah.
self inventory of some skills or some things that you want to do, and just bet on it. Take a chance and try it, because at this point, like, there's so many uncertainties here in the States. Like, you have no guarantee with the job. Even if you do, there's a lot of people that I've known that felt that burn of that layoff when I got because when I got laid off, I was there 2 years. And so
Okay.
it was some people that I've known that have been at places 20 years and 15 years. And it's like, and then now they're
Mm,
kind of like, well, what do I do? I mean, I did all of this for so long. And it's like, wait, what? Like you can consult. Like you did all this stuff. You helped grow this bit, you helped grow this big corporation. There's a small business that will pay you for that. Or not even that, just starting your own, anything that you've ever wanted to do. I feel like now's the time just to try it and bet on you, because throw it to the wall and see what sticks. That's kind of a theory that I believe in, because how could you, what's the word I'm looking for? How would you feel if you didn't bet on you and take a chance?
yeah,
Versus always wondering like what if. And I'd never wanted to be that person with like the what if. I'm just gonna take a chance. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna go back to work. I'm gonna do whatever has to be done. But at least I can at least say, hey, I tried.
yeah,
So
that is so true. So, why do you believe so many women struggle to believe in themselves?
I think a lot of women struggle to believe in themselves. A lot of it has how people were raised. There are a lot of how a lot of people were raised. That mindset, they're not having a lot of for one, things they grew up not seeing. That's for one. We'll start there. They didn't see a lot of of that excellence. If they did see it, oh, that's only stuff on TV. No, you got people really living like that in real life. Oh well, I don't think I could do that. Why not? Like if they're doing it, why can't you do it? Again, just simply believing in themselves. So I think a
Yeah,
lot of that has to come with what I've realized over the years with people that I've encountered, men, women, kids, you name it. It really has to do with a lot of how they're being raised and the things that are being put into them. And then
yeah,
not even that, the things that they're seeing, because there's people that I know that have those multiple degrees that went to college, but then their mindset is no more than a person that graduated from high school. When it comes down to like believing in themselves and believing,
mm,
you could spit off, oh, I got 2 degrees, but you're not getting paid 2 degrees.
yeah,
You still getting paid like entry level pay. And it's like, you don't even like, why can't you get paid 6 figures or however many, whatever the number is, but yet you're settling just to get in the door, that type of stuff. So just simply
yeah.
not believing in themselves, that's just a lot to do with that mindset of how they were raised and the environment they've been around.
So, talking of mindset, what mindset shifts helped you pivot instead of giving up?
I think one of the biggest mindset pivots for me is simply believing in me. Like I'm talking about like really just like betting on me, and then not even that, getting around the right people, because I think a lot of times in life with people, they want that support of those key players, as I say, like the family members, the close friends, and all of that type of stuff. And the harsh reality a lot of times is those people, they don't understand what you're trying to do, so they can't
Mm,
show up for you and support you the way that you need them to support. So therefore you have to build community with other people that get what you're doing, because then
yeah,
therefore, and those people that believe in you, that pour into you, so now you do believe, like, hey, you know what, I am pretty dope. Wait, I am doing
exactly.
these things. And it's like those type of things are just really believing in you. But I think just really doing the work, people that are really willing to dig deep and do the work, some therapy, maybe some self-help books, some reading, just really getting real with themselves, and then also realizing what is it that you really want and taking a chance to go for it.
Yeah. And they do say you are a sum total of the people you surround yourself with, too, right? So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
people in your circle that lift you up. Now, you talk about solving real problems.
Yes.
How do you identify the gap in food costing for small businesses?
Oh, the gap that I've identified is like, again, just asking people simple question. Hey, how much it costs for you to make this? Um, you should easily tell me what your price is. Hey, how did you
Yes.
come up with this price? Well, the competition, you're not paying the same thing that the competition is paying. So those
Yeah.
two things, they let me know alone. I could already tell when people when they price items, and especially, and then also the for me to know that something should cost way more than charging. That's when I start asking questions. How much you pay for this? How much did you charge for this? Well, I don't know. So it's like, okay, so that right there is the uncertainties. Like I said, when I do consulting, a lot of times that's one of the number one questions. No one really knows
Mhm.
how to properly price their items, and if they do know how to properly price their items, their food, they will leave a lot of miscellaneous things out.
Right, yeah. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor because your connection keeps dropping out. Can you switch maybe to your phone data? Let's see if it improves the quality. Are you on Wi-Fi right now? A Wi-Fi connection?
Oh, yes,
See if you,
I'm on a Wi-Fi
see
connection.
if you can
Hold on a
switch to
second.
your phone, and we'll see if that improves the quality of the connection because you keep cutting in and out. So something isn't quite right. Technology is great when it works. Every once in a while, it doesn't.
Yeah, and it sucks when it doesn't.
That's so true.
Absolutely. Let me disconnect from here.
Let's see if we can get her back online. So there's so much going on in the US with regards to layoffs. And one thing I love about Chef LaToya is she is there now, coaching, mentoring, supporting other women who've been laid off and showing them how to reinvent themselves. I think it's really important for us as women to support each other in situations like this. She seems to have found a way to really empower other women along the way. So I was really keen to interview her and pick her brain so that we can reach more women who are needing her kind of help as well. So it looks like she's dropped out of the call completely now. We'll give her a few minutes to come back online and we can continue our conversation. So thank you for your patience while we wait. In the meantime, while we're waiting for her to come, if any of you out there are eager to speak at our upcoming online summit, it's at the end of June, the last 4 days of June. Please email me, inbox me. My email is just my name, gertrudematche@gmail.com. Send me a message, express your interest. We're looking for a lineup of speakers for our next online event as well. So Chef LaToya, I think, is stuck because of her network connection. I'll give her a few more minutes. Otherwise, we will have to do this interview again. There she is. Okay, you're back.
There we go. Is that better?
That's much better. Yes.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi it was struggling to like it was kicking me on and off. So that's why when I try to log on, do it. My phone, it was kicking me off. So, okay.
All right. So, my next question for you
Perfect.
is, what do you think is stopping most Black women from becoming visible through thought leaders?
I think again, that investment. A lot of people that again that we're taught. A lot of Black women are raised on that scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
So when they have that scarcity mindset, it's not an abundance that's there. Like if they know that it'll come, like if something comes along the way and it's like, okay, I could benefit from this. Oh, it costs too much, or oh, I don't have the money, or something of that sort. Which is understood sometimes when you don't have the money. But however,
Yeah.
if it's something that's of a benefit, you got to find a way, you know. And I think when you have an abundant mindset, things will come. Like the money will come if it's something that's of benefit. And I think that's what keeps a lot of people from really going to where they can go, and especially Black women, because they don't want to invest in themselves. And that's one of the things that I've always been big on investment in themselves, like professional development, doing some
Mm.
things, anything that's of a benefit. I will definitely take a chance and try it, if I know that it's going to help me for the next level of some things that I need to do. But I think that that gets a lot of Black women like that, that's scared to invest. You know, if they give up the money, okay, is it going to be a return on the investment? I got this
Yes.
bill to pay. I got this to do, and you know, I need my money. Which again, everybody needs their money, but it's also again that investment piece of just breaking down and investing in themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to back yourself. So, how
Absolutely.
important is community and mentorship in helping women to rise?
I think mentorship and unity is essential, because again, it's one of those things. I take that example of, you know, you have those, you know, you have these people, they get out, get all this education, all these degrees, they got all these skills and stuff, and if you don't know the right people, all you're gonna do is spin your wheels. So if you're not getting out, connecting and networking with the right people and having
Mm.
community, you know, because that community that comes from people, you know, dropping your name in the hat, you know, whenever they think of something, or hey, I got this position available. I really need, hey, I know such and such. Let me put you in contact with this person.
Yeah.
Also, the same thing with a mentor. If you have a mentor, someone that is doing what you aspire to do, again,
Yeah.
they want to give back, you know. That's why I'm a believer in winner. Like people, like you want to hang with people that are winning. No, winners don't want to hang with winners. No one wants to hang with nobody that's losing and a loser, and that downs themselves. You can have bad breaks, but you definitely want to, it's contagious when you start winning. So if you're winning, you want to see all the people that are winning around you. So it's going to be nothing if you're mentoring somebody. You'll say it with pride. You know, you'll refer someone with great pride if you know that they'll be a good fit, and you know, and you know what they're trying to do. You get it. You know, you get what they're trying to do. So mentorship and community is essential of having those right people in your circle that want to see you win. I think on default, a lot of people we're around haters, you know, and again, it's like those key players, those people that we look to, that we want this support, that we want this love from, but it's in reality, it's not in them. And it's okay that it's not in them. Build community, get you some mentors of people where it's in them, so they can help see you win and help you do the stuff that you're trying to do.
So, what legacy do you hope to leave behind through your work and your story?
The legacy that I want to leave behind is I'm being that person that I did not have. I want to be that person that is going to speak that life into people, that you've seen someone that made a dream a reality. I took something and I ran with it. Some of my journey of doing these tamales, it's amazing of some of the things that people have a problem with me doing it, and just hearing some of the things that's been said over time. But more than anything, I'm minding my business. And you can't be mad. You're only mad because you didn't come up with the idea. So, the biggest thing with my legacy that I want to leave, I want to be just known as someone who took a chance, who bet on themselves, and who
Yeah.
don't mind, you know, who don't mind putting other people on. They want to see other people win.
Oh, I love it. That's absolutely wonderful. Now, if you could speak directly to a woman who's sitting in fear right now, what would you tell her?
If I was sitting directly from someone, so I'm going to look directly into this camera, sister queen, you're sitting here not believing in yourself. Stop. Like, I know it, do it scared. Like, just do it. Take a chance. Bet on yourself. Take that, like if you got a last little bit of whatever, bet on you. Invest in you. The money will come. You got to develop a mindset of abundance. Start
Yeah.
surrounding yourself around the right people. If you're one of those people, oh, I'm not a girl's girl, I don't do a lot of female friends, develop and have some female friends. Like, that community that comes, the people that want to see you win. Like I said, it is contagious being around people who are winning, because if you're winning, they winning, everybody wins. So I'd say, for one, that mindset, be prepared to adjust your mindset. It's gonna, it can get a little ugly. It might hurt, but because a lot of things are gonna come out that you might not be ready for, but this is part of dealing with it. Outside of adjusting that mindset, simply start believing in yourself. Start hanging around the right people. Go to networking events. Look on Eventbrite, Google, whatever. Just find some events and things. Find and build that community, because it is there. Like, the people are out there. You just got to find them, and they want to be found. That's the thing about it. Like, these people, they want to be found. Like, and the second you find them, they're going to take to you and start putting you on and telling you about all type of stuff you probably didn't even know was possible for you to believe and dream. And then lastly, like I said, as I started it off before, and I'm going to end it with, believe in yourself and bet on you. Take that chance. And if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, pivot. Be okay with that pivot. If it didn't work out, don't beat yourself up. Just know that wasn't for you, and it's okay. Take another route, because that old school saying that my mom used to say, it's more than one way to skin a cat. So, hey, don't get caught up on just because that one way that you tried it didn't work. That just means find another way. And trust me, if it's something that is meant to be and that is for you, it's going to happen. So I think those people that are in fear, man, bet on you. Like, bet on you and get around the right people, because your life looks very different when you get around the right people. Like, when you start getting around the right people with that mindset, that has a good positive mindset, that none of that negativity and, oh, well, we'll see. No, it's going to happen. Like, they're actually claiming and speaking things into existence. Not on hopes, not on dream. No, they're claiming it. So just start claiming it. Start claiming what you want and going after it.
I love it. Chef LaToya, thank you so much for coming online and sharing your story with us today. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very, very inspiring. And thank you to everybody who tuned in today. The Her Story Circle is not just a podcast. We're a social impact movement that brings you the stories and voices of women from all over the world. We share these stories to uplift you, to inspire you, to energize you, but most importantly, to help take you from where you are now to where you're trying to go. So if you are a woman who's feeling stuck, if you've been laid off, if you are trying to pivot from one career to another, find the experts that can help you. Chef LaToya is here to handhold you through the process. Don't try and do it alone. Or if you know somebody who is feeling stuck, please tag them on this video, share this on your social media so we can reach more women as well. I'll be back again tomorrow, everybody, with yet another amazing guest. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And Chef LaToya, thanks again for this interview.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Bye for now, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the Her Story Circle podcast. I hope today's story has inspired you to believe in the power of our stories and the difference you can make in the world when you use your voice. I'm Gertrude Mache, and it's been an honor to share this space with you, where voices from all walks of life come together to weave a rich tapestry of diverse perspectives. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast to help us share these stories with more listeners. Follow us on social media by looking for the Her Story Circle podcast for more updates. And join us tomorrow for another episode filled with courage, resilience, and empowerment. Remember, your story matters, and together we're building a stronger, more inclusive world. Until next time, keep making her story.